Ocean's Pit, the little show about big things. Yes, we're back in the Oak Grove studios. Woo! Crazy weekend, but I'm glad you guys are all here. We have a great show lined up for you guys today. Today is Wednesday, the 27th of August. Do you believe August is almost over? Summer is almost over. They say in the next two months, they say we'll get snow here in the Midwest, Chicago by October. So we'll see what it's like. Good stuff, folks. Anyway, coming up later on in the show, Wendy Thompson from Imperialux, and she's going to talk about, becoming your own bank, but they do a lot of other stuff too. And this topic we're going to talk to Wendy about is grandparent. Very, very cool. So we're looking forward to this. The grandparent plan, and it's very cool. It's the best gift you can give your grandchildren. Now that's going to be cool because we all want to do that. We all got grandchildren. We want to give them something, right? Wendy will talk about that at about 12:40 today on the show. And every show is dedicated to the first responders, men and women in the military. And let's not forget our veterans who fought for our country. Back here in Elk Grove, it's showtime. Let's go to work. Boop. Oh, thank you, Richie and Dino Manzella from Seventh Heaven for that incredible intro. It's Ocean's Pit back in the Elk Grove studios, folks. And we're brought to you by our good friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. The Ace Minute quick update on grub worms. That's right, grub worms, folks. Be advised, they're lurking in your yards right now. Those end of the summer hot days when it's damp and cool at night, that's when they come up and they nibble on the roots of your grass until they eat all the roots and your grass is dead. Well, at the JRC Hardware, they can stop them at their tracks, giving them a dousing of the Broad Advanced Grub Killer Plus. Available at all their 7 locations. Kills grubs in 24 hours. And don't forget to tell them to grill your ace off. That's right, folks. $50 off any Weber grill and Traveler grills. $100 off any Weber Genesis grills. And folks, August 27th through September 8th, get 20% off any regular priced item under $50 or $12.50 off any regular priced item over $50. Ace Rewards exclusive, free $10 coupon when you the purchase of a $50 coupon. Oh, that's great deals from our friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local. Ho! God, so much stuff going on. My head is going, brrr, just going crazy. First of all, if you guys know, we didn't have the show yesterday because we had to take my mom to the doctor. As you might know, my Mama C, 85 years old. She's been in great health her whole life. I think the last time my mom was in the hospital when she had when she gave birth to my sister. Many, many, many years ago. But when you get to a certain age, her heart's not moving the same anymore, so she has to get a valve replaced. So we're going back this Friday to Loyola. She's going to get a CT scan and make sure that she's qualified to get that thing because she's not going to do open heart surgery. She already told the doctors, ain't going to happen no matter what. So I'm sure they're going to be able to go through she'll be a candidate to be able to go through the groin, and it can be like a one day, go in and stay overnight one night, and she can be back to living a normal life. So prayers on that. And thank you, all of you wonderful people, for your texts and calls and all that good stuff about my mom. And she really appreciates it. And I appreciate it more than ever. Thank you so much. Also, yesterday I had my colonoscopy. So, and I know I've had one ever since I was 50. And I remember a couple of times I found 3 or 4 polyps and they got rid of them, right? So I had to come back every 3-4 years. And I thought, oh, shit, now I'm going to be 63 in December. And who knows, life is weird. But I only had 1 polyp in there. They got rid of it. And I don't have to go back for 5 to 7 years. So that was a good thing. I'm happy about that. And thank you all for people who text me on that too. So otherwise than that, it's a great show. Again, thank you everybody that showed up to Mars and Lake Geneva, Lake Como. I just don't know what else to say. I thank you guys enough, and I can't thank you enough for coming out and spending your Saturday afternoon with us. But this week is going to be big. It's going to be big because tonight we're going to kick off the week at Rosario's in Roselle with Double T Tony Toto, and that's going to be a 7:30 hit tonight, outside patio. It's a beautiful night tonight. Tomorrow, we're going to keep the party going at Pasta Mia in Bartlett. Pete Caruso has a nice outside patio, and that's also going to be with Double T Tony Toto. That's Thursday. Friday, we're going to be at the Taste of Melrose Park in the Peroni stage, which is right next to the booze, right next to the food, and right next to the bathrooms. So we got the best seat in the house, folks. We're going to kick it off with yours truly. I'm going to be playing Dean Martin and Bill Saratella as Frank Sinatra. And of course, we're bringing in the great Wendy Thompson as Marilyn Monroe. That'll be the first part of the show. And then we'll be kicking in with the main event band for the other part of the show for dance music and all that good stuff on Friday. And just when you thought Friday wasn't enough, how about going back to Lake Geneva again on Saturday? We'll be returning to Lake Como, the Thirsty Parrot. That's at 2:00 p.m. to 5 o'clock, rocking it out, having some good friends and some good times in Wisconsin again this weekend. And then to kick it off, the big one, Septemberfest in Schaumburg, is going to happen this Sunday, August 31st, 8:30 to 10:30 on the local stage with the main event band, Tony Ocean, Jerry Jams, Tony Toto, Danny Ramundi, Daryl Armenstad, the lovely incomparable Regina Karma, and of course, Lisa P. knocking it out for Septemberfest. Going to be great. Get there early. Bring your chairs because there's no place to sit. You have to bring your lawn chairs or sit on the floor. Bring your coolers. Bring your blankets, whatever it is. That's this Sunday, August 31st. What else can we talk about? There's so much stuff to talk about that I missed. And first of all, let's say hello to some people who are watching today on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon. I told the staff at Paradise Center you had your procedure. Well, thank you, Albert. Great seeing you on Sunday. David, how you doing? Boyd, keep up with the Daniels. No polyps. Thank you, Boyd. I agree with you 100%. Today I'm trying Jack and orange juice and Tang. Jack Daniels and Tang. Try that. It's a great, very good for you. Get your Carol's in the house. How you doing? Carol will be with us on Thursday for Toxic Thursday. David, Joseph, Vince, Ramondi. How you doing, my brother? I hope you're doing well. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get, this is all screwed up. Problem with me, I start hitting stuff and everything starts getting a little crazy here. So, anyway, yeah, let's keep the party going, folks, because that's what it's about here on Ocean's Pit. Robert Provenzano, Kathy Delaney, how are you doing, my dear? All right, so what do we talk about? First of all, another school, a massive school shooting in Minneapolis. Our prayers go out to everybody. Listen to this. Now, this is the first day of school. The kids were praying in church. Some whack job came in again. So far, there's two children dead, one at 8 and one at 10 years old, if I got it right. And kids are out. Some more kids were hurt. This is the first day of school. They're in church praying. Wow, this crack job. And another massive shooting in Minneapolis. And it's just horrible, and our prayers go out to the families and everybody out there. It's just horrible what's happening in this world. Patrice, former Honey Bear, I hope you're doing well. Patrice, haven't seen you in a while. General, how you doing, sir? All right, what else we got? Doctors. Right now, the prices of doctors and medical, big pharma is a bitch. Even if you have insurance, it's still a bitch, folks, right? But now these doctors are going to get even more greedy, and I'm going to tell you why they're going to get more greedy. Okay, the doctor calls you, you talk to him, he tells you what's your problem, blah, blah, blah. But now for any extra questions that you might be asking the doctors, in some U.S. clinics, they'll be charging you per question. They'll be charging you per question, extra questions to the doctor when he's on the phone with you. Do you believe the balls that these doctors and big pharma, there's going to be in some U.S. cities, U.S. clinics? It's insane. Doctor, one more question. Oh, ching ching. It's almost like when a lawyer calls you and they charge you by the hour, by the minute, whatever it is, to talk about your problem, whatever it is, right? What is wrong with these doctors? What is wrong with this stuff? It's just more bullshit to add, and I don't know. It's just crazy. It's mind-boggling to me. Judge Caprio has passed away at the age of 88 years old. He died last week. Our prayers go out to the Caprio family. I love this quote, guys. Stop going out of your way for people who don't even care about you. Let's put it this way. You have friends. Daryl Armistowitz in the house. There you go. $30 to just read an email. What does that tell you, Carol? All right. So you know what I'm talking about. Doctors are going to start doing the same thing. But stop going out of your way for people who don't care about you. And what I mean by that is, you guys know that. I know everybody's busy. I know everybody has jobs, families, whatever they got going on, their personal businesses, whatever it is. But you know what? You ever notice sometimes when friendship is only a one-way street, friends should be able to text and call and see how you're doing too. It doesn't take one guy to say, hey, man, what's going on? So I think it's important. If you're not getting calls back from friends sometimes, then what's the point? It's a two-way street. I think that's very, very important. And so stop doing stuff for people if they're not doing anything back. Ronnie B, what's up? Dennis, what's shaking, buddy? Jerry Jams, what's going on, buddy? Yeah, so just be careful with that. Also, I want to thank my good friend Mary. She bought me these 2 cigars from Italy, Toscano cigars. Fantastic. Strong, but hit the spot. Mary, if you're listening, thank you, my dear friend, for that. All right, folks, people out in Arizona, you can rent a chicken. That's right, folks. You can rent a chicken in Arizona. No shit. Absolutely. You can get two chickens, 2 laying hens with food and instructions for your backyard for just the price of $495. What's going on here? All right, there you go. Anyway, yeah, that's probably Wendy coming on. Anyway, you can rent a chicken in Arizona, folks. Rent a chicken in Arizona. $495. 2 laying heads, food, instructions for $495. Get your chickens. Think about it. Think no more buying eggs. A lot of people are doing it. I rented a sheep in Wisconsin. Danny Mazzy, my good buddy Danny from Armando's Supermarkets, folks. You gotta love them, man. 925 Liberty Street in Elgin, Illinois. That's Armando Supermarkets, and also a sponsor of the Tony Ocean Columbus Day Float that's coming up in October. And you know what's interesting? So we have, usually you can get the regular float that we do, but we might come up with something even better. Something even better. Me and Frank from Positanos is putting something together. And we might have one of the best floats ever, and we'll give you more updates on that. Gina, hello. How are you doing? And everybody, welcome here. So here's a good one, folks. Be the reason you smile today, or drink, or masturbate, or jerk off, whatever it takes. Just be the reason for that, and have a great day, everybody. Thank you, Lillian. Lillian from Rockford, Illinois, for sending that. Boy, that's going to keep everybody happy. All right, folks. Is this crazy or what? It is nuts. Let's get right to another sponsor. Mary Grievous, for all your real estate needs. Don't just call me when you're ready to buy or sell. Contact me when you're considering buying or selling. She's your forever agent, folks. That's right. She's available to buyers, sellers, for sale by owners, and expired listings. Berkshire Hathaway Stark Real Estate. Go to mgrievous@starkre.com or give her a call at 630-688-1725. That's Mary Grievous. And then when you talk about Mary with real estate, you have to talk about Mary with NTD Vacations. And we're talking about the Chicago Music Cruise number 3, at least with the one I'm involved with. This will be the 3rd time Tony Ocean, the Main Event Band, and Seventh Heaven will be hitting the seas, boy. Woo! January 17th to January 25th, 2026, the MSC World America. New cruise line, new cruise ship. It's going to be good. It's 7 nights, folks. Miami, Honduras, Costa Maya, Cozumel, and Ocean Cay. The prices are unbelievable, folks. And the great thing about this particular ship, folks, if you join us on the Royal Caribbean, the last two cruises. Or if you've been on Royal Caribbean and you haven't been on this cruise yet, the MSC World America will match your Royal Caribbean points for points towards the MSC World America. Also, another thing that World America does that Royal Caribbean doesn't, they rent single rooms. A lot of people said, oh, I would like to go, I'm by myself, but you have to pay for two people. No, not on the MSC World America. You can get your one room for yourself only. So it's a great deal. Go to ChicagoMusicCruise.com, put in Tony Ocean, or call Mary at 630-688-1725 and say, I want to go on the ocean with Ocean. That's right. I'm excited about that. I hope you guys are too. I'm having a good time today, folks. Everything going on in this crazy world. Laura, how are you doing? Welcome. Did you hear Scott Poole is retiring in 30 days? No, I did not. But I know we're going to be back there August 22nd, 2026. We will be back at Mars. So congratulations for Scott Poole, one of the owners managers of Mars in Lake Geneva. Putin, talking about Putin in Russia. Oh, boy. He's coming out with a chemical, folks, that will castrate all pedophiles. Well, that one thing that Putin might just have something on. He's coming up with this chemical now that will castrate all pedophiles in Russia. Maybe they need to do that here in the United States, too. I think it's a great idea. Sounds nuts, but it is what it is. President Donald Trump trying to get rid of mail-in voting. It's the best thing to do, folks. They tried it before. Mail-in voting is a joke. It really is a joke. Now, I know it's meant for the purpose it was meant, for people who are handicapped, maybe can't leave the house, can't get to the ballots. When the voting things are. I think it's get rid of this mail-in thing. Do it right. Go in person. Show me a real ID, and that's what we should do moving on for elections. Also, another Miss Universe 2017, Kenya Alexra, dies at the age of 30 years old. People are just dropping left and right. Now, unfortunately, this was a bad accident, but a football season is right around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. Chicago Bears beating the Kansas City Chiefs 29-27, and already all you Bears fans, they're going to the Super Bowl. Yeah, they're going to the Super Bowl, just like they did with Justin Fields. Yes, they made some improvements. Rumor has it now that even Badgett, maybe the second string quarterback, might get that starting position. We'll see. We'll see how Caleb Williams does in the first game. I think it's going to be Monday night, folks. That's right. September 8th, Monday night is the first. Chicago Bears plays the Green Bay Packers Monday night game. It's a 7:15 at night game. So we'll see what happens with that. What else we got here, folks? Kiss. You want the best? You got the best. Kiss. The Kennedy Center honors President Donald Trump inviting Kiss to accept the Kennedy Center honors. There's more other people that were invited for this award, but I think it's going to be great about Kiss because they don't have to play, and it's all 4 original members: Gene, Paul, Ace, and Peter. Now we haven't heard anything about Peter yet accepting, but I know Ace Frehley gave it the thumbs up, and we know Gene and Paul were waiting on Peter to get all the official, all 4 KISS members. I think that would be cool, but it's got to be the original 4. Got to be the original 4. That's all I care about are the original 4. My opinion only, of course. Man eats 72. Listen to this, folks. Man eats 4 72-ounce steaks in one day in Texas. 4 72-ounce steaks in one day. Whew, that's a big boy. And look, I just started my Jenny Craig today. That's right. Only doing 3 weeks of Jenny Craig. So I started good. Started with my little burrito they gave you this morning and then my yogurt for a snack. And then I get something, What I like about Jenny Craig, folks, if you ever used it, they give you mostly everything. So it's like you get your breakfast, you get your snack, You get your lunch, you get your snack, and you get your dinner. The only thing and it's another snack. The only thing that you have to come up with is your fruits. You pay for your fruits and your salads extra, besides getting the food for a week. So I drop really fast with this stuff. So Jenny Craig, that's what I'm doing. About 72-ounce steaks, 3 of them in one day in Texas. Boy, oh boy. How many people? Couple questions for you guys. How many people actually still keep a physical calendar? Do you still have a physical calendar, the big ones on your desk, and you write down everything that's happening in your day? Or a lot of people just go to their phone. A lot of people just go to their laptop. I still use a regular calendar where I write stuff on. My wife still uses a regular calendar that she writes her appointments, what's going on. Everything is still on those physical calendars. How many guys out there still use those physical calendars right there where you're actually writing down your agenda for the month or the day or whatever the hell it is? Easy way for me. Don't use the laptop. Don't use my phone for that. Everything is on that too. Another thing, guys, how many people still make a grocery list on a piece of paper? Did he have to eat the grizzle? I don't know, Dave, if he did. He probably, I don't know. I mean, that's a lot of steak. That's one big boy. That's a big guy. Anyway, how about a grocery list? Do you guys actually, I still do it. I have a grocery list. I write down what we need. Now, Laura, most of the time, she puts it on a computer. She sends it to Walmart and I go pick it up. But I like getting my grocery list, writing everything down and going to the store and getting everything you need. I think that's very important. William, how are you doing? I still use a physical calendar. There you go, Karen. Yeah, a lot of people still do. So a lot of people still using the physical calendar, grocery lists. Oh, boy. Patrice does. Okay, cool. House music. Whether you like house music or not, I don't care for it. But you know what? I didn't realize that it was discovered in Chicago. Discovered in a South Side warehouse. Some guy was doing the house music. Discovered in Chicago on the South Side in 1977. House music. See? If anybody wants to know where that shit started, that's where it started, folks. All right, folks. Here's a couple things. I know we touch up on a lot of topics, but this is interesting. I don't know. You might think it's interesting, but I think it is. People want to go out, whether they want to go out to dinner, whether they want to go out go see entertainment, they want to go out to a play, they want to go out to a movie. If you think about 2 people going out today, most places you go to, if it's a nice place, you spend about $150 a person, about $100 a person when they go out. Think about this. Nothing's cheap anymore. Movie theaters are expensive. Everything's expensive now. So when 2 people go out, you're spending about $100. Depends where you go, where food, tip, drinks, whatever, right? And I know a lot of people have a problem with that, and it's hard right now. But that's what it costs, and I think a lot of people know. A lot of people bitching about that too, with prices and everything. We're hoping that stuff would go down, but that's what you're looking at. If you go to some, especially the places I perform at, they're all great restaurants and clubs and stuff like that. And to get a good meal and some cocktails and whatever, it's going to cost you about $100 a person usually. So I can see it's a little upsetting out there. Aliens. Do you believe in aliens? It's a topic we're going to discuss. I don't know. I believe in them. I don't think it's the little green men walking around, going yano and stuff like that. I really think there's more things going on in this world. Absolutely. I believe in aliens, but look, I believe in Loch Ness Monster and Bigfoot. So what does that tell you? I believe him. I don't know if you guys do, but I do. I think it's important. How about Disney? I love this. Remember the rumor, folks, when you used to have people over your pool, or when the kids were over and your dad or your mom or your grandmother or your uncle would say, hey, don't piss in the pool or don't go number 1 in the pool because the blue ink will go around it will come around your trunk so everybody knows who peed in the pool. Right? Come on. We've all heard that before. How about this one? Disney now has got a fart sensor. You're standing in line waiting to go on a ride, or you're standing in line waiting for a food court to get some food, and you fart. with that quiet little, that one of those. Or you're at the grocery store in line, one of those. And you look around like pretend, blame it on the dog, blame it on your partner or your wife or your husband. Right. They got these machines now that will tell the person who's farting when you're in line. Now, this is Disney coming out with this fart machine. I don't know if this is real or not. You hear a lot of crap on social media. I think it would be kind of funny. So everybody will point to you the whole day. See that jerk off over there? While he was in line with my kid, and the kids are small, so the guy's ass is right in his face. Crazy. Fart warning machines. What else can you come up with here, folks? It's crazy, but it's true. Don't forget, 12:45, folks. Wendy Thompson and Pirulux will be joining us. Love when Wendy's on. Good stuff. What else we got here, folks? Ooh! California, COVID is at the rise in California, the highest in the nation. No shit, in California, the liberal state that it is. That's right. Highest. COVID-19 is the highest in the nation in California. Could be just a bad flu. I don't know. I want to go through that. That could be a whole different show. Hanging and banging. I hope you're doing well, hanging and banging. All right. President Donald Trump was in the news again, folks. J.D. Prickster trying to bring in the National Guard into Chicago. They should put a fart machine in the Oval Office. Yeah. Well, they should put a fart machine in everything, not just the Oval Office, if that's what you're thinking, Boyd. But Donald Trump is in the news again, J.D. Prickster, saying there's no crime in Chicago. No crime at all. I think it's good to bring in the National Guard. They should have tried to I think he tried to bring in the National Guard during 2020, and Lightfoot wouldn't let him do it. If it's taking care of Washington, let's take care of Chicago. Let's stop all this crazy shit and shootings and gangs and everything that's happening in the city of Chicago. Why not? Bring it in if it can help. Midgets are always smelling ass. Okay. Hanging and banging says midgets are always, well, I don't know if you can say that word anymore, midget. I think it's whatever they call them now, little people, whatever it is. Who knows? But hanging and banging, it's only in California. Muskie fishing at Shelby Spillway, the fall. Oh, there you go. Ronnie, you'll be good on that one, brother. All right. Also, today is National Senior Citizen Day. So let's give it up for all our senior citizens out there. I'm technically one, too, soon. I'll be 63. In some places, I'm considered a senior citizen. I think it's 62. Happy National Senior Citizens Day. What else we got? Man, there's so much to talk about. Is it interesting? We're talking about the Chicago Bears. Wouldn't it be cool if Padgett started? I hope he does. I think he's a better quarterback than Caleb Williams, my opinion. But since the money and everything they gave Caleb, he's going to have to go out and do his stuff. But a lot of people think that Padgett should start, especially at the great job he did in preseason. So we'll have to see. I don't care for Caleb Williams. I don't think he's the future. I think Padgett's a better quarterback when it comes with his offense. He has more control of the offense, in my opinion. Like I said, it doesn't mean much, just my opinion. What else is hitting the news today? Oh, radioactive shrimp sold at Walmart. Be careful, folks, with radioactive shrimp being sold at Walmart. Recalled. Man, you can't eat anything anymore. It's just all the stuff that, oh my God. Is this nuts? You know, it's also at Taylor Street, the great Rob Blagojevich hitting the stage with the Bronx Wanderers, singing Jailhouse Rock. He's done that with a couple of bands. We tried to get him on Friday. He couldn't make it when we played up there. But Rob Blagojevich, we're going to try to get him on the show. We're this close getting Ron on the show, folks. It would be nice to get him. And I love what he's talking about. Good stuff. I always liked him. I think he took a bad fall when he got in trouble back in the day. Cherry Adler has passed away, folks. Remember Hesh from The Sopranos has passed away as well at the age of 88 years old. Deli meats. How many people love a great turkey sandwich, ham sandwich, salami sandwich, prosciutto sandwich, some of the Italians with the mozzarella sandwich? But these deli meats are, all the sodium and everything they got in them. I love them. I love them all the time, and I'm glad I can't have any for the next 2 weeks with Jenny Craig. But Frankie, happy hump day, sir, to you too as well. Would it be interesting now they're saying that deli meats um, are more harmful to you than actual smoking cigarettes? Everything they're coming out now is saying it's more harmful than smoking cigarettes. I don't know what's in those deli meats, whether you buy them prepackaged or whether you buy them from the grocery store. I don't know. But, it's always tastes good, but it's always more bad shit happening with deli meats. So you got to be really, really careful with that stuff and how much you eat and how much you don't. Arizona, folks, we're going to be in Arizona. Let me give you, we already posted it today, October 5th, Sunday. 2 years ago, we did the Playboy Bunny reunion party at the Grand Geneva in the old Playboy Club in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, with my good friend Diana Peterson. Now they're doing another 4-day event in Arizona at the Dolce restaurant in Arizona, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now, I can't be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday because we have previous engagements, but they did book us for Sunday, October 5th. And if you want to join us at Dolce in Scottsdale, Arizona, me and Jerry Jams, it's very simple. You can take this number down and call my friend Diane at 847-687-8220. That's call Diane at 847-687-8220 and get tickets for Tony Ocean Live, the Playboy Bunny Club reunion, and Tony Ocean Live. You can come. It's an open affair for anybody. Buy the tickets and come see us live at Dolce Restaurant in Arizona, Scottsdale, Sunday, October 5th. People who waste my time. We come up with a name for people that waste your time. Here it are. Clocksuckers. That's what we'll call them. Clocksuckers. For all you people that waste our time, right? You have people that waste your time. You can call them clock suckers. I think it fits. I think it's pretty funny. Oh, boy. All right. Wendy Thompson coming up at 12:45, folks. It's time for the news brought to you by the JRC Ace Hardware Store. The news weather Wednesday, August 27th, it's 73 degrees out there, nice and sunny, nice breeze, 40% humidity, 7-mile-an-hour winds, no rain in the forecast today for Wednesday, October 27th. And that's the weather brought to you by JRC Ace Hardware Stores. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. Oh, what else we got here? New Beatles anthology. They're making such a big deal over this. Here's the problem I hate with this, and I had a big discussion with my good buddy Albert and my good buddy also, my good buddy Albert and my good friend Nick Sahajas. There's Jeff Hunt on his way home from Brit Floyd. I think he comes home on Friday, Jeff, and we can't wait to see you, buddy. Have a couple cocktails at the Taste of Melrose because Jeff will be joining us there. Jeff, be safe, my brother. Beatles anthology. Again, more people. Here's the problem with this Beatle anthology. Just like people that and don't take it, they call them assholes. Oh, Boyd, that's a good one. I never heard that before. First one there. Thank you, Boyd. Beatles anthology. All right. It came out years ago. George, Paul, and Ringo took 2 old songs that John had did. Free as a Bird wasn't my favorite. Real Love, I liked a lot. Now and Then just came out. It's okay. But now they're going to remaster everything again so you can just buy the same shit all over again. It's just Paul McCartney coming up. Unless he's got another Beatles song that nobody knew about. I'm not interested in it. I really don't care. I've already got the original set. I don't need any more remastered and this and that. Just a money-grabbing thing for McCartney to make more money and using the Beatle name. Just like all the crazy prices he's charging just to see this guy in concert. Now, granted, it is Paul McCartney. I got it. There you go, Jerry. Taste of Melrose forecast 68, high 54. Ooh, it ain't going to be hot or rainy, so nobody will be bitching. It'll be nice and cool. Wear a jacket. Taste of Melrose on Friday. It's going to be a nice weekend, folks. Speaking of heat, Arizona. It gets so hot up there. You ever wonder? Do you ever wonder, folks? It makes you crazy. Nina, how are you doing, hon? I hope you're doing well. If you leave something in your car in Arizona with that heat, well, imagine if you left your laptop in your car when it was 118 in Arizona. They showed a picture of some guy who left his laptop in the car and half of the laptop was melted. Do you imagine some people who just leave their kids or dogs in the car? Oh, my God. Kind of watch yourself on that stuff. Man. And you just lost your laptop, this poor guy or woman. I don't know. Heaven. Does it exist? I think it exists. I believe in it. I don't know if it's exactly like we were taught as kids, the big pearly gates and all the big stars sitting around drinking and playing cards. I don't know. They had a guy who died for 6 minutes. He was 6 minutes dead, technically dead. And when he said what he's seen was nothing like you would think it is. I don't know. Here we're talking about aliens today. We're talking about heaven. We know God's there. I believe in God. Some people do, some people don't. That's why the success that I have, the health and everything that's been going great with me, it's because of the Lord and the prayers. That's just my opinion. I believe there's a heaven. I just don't know if it's the pearly gates and all that, paradise. That I don't know. But I do believe in it. And someday we'll all find out. I don't know. For your Chicago Bulls fans, Derrick Rose, one of the best three, was a great player with the Chicago Bulls. They're going to retire his jersey on January 24th, 2026. They will retire the number of Derrick Rose for the Chicago Bulls. Here's interesting stuff. I never thought about this, but I'm asking you guys if you know anybody, and you don't have to admit this because nobody, I think, will admit this. You're out to a restaurant and you order off, adults order off the kiddies menu. 44% of adults in the United States of America order off the kids menu. Be dead for 6 minutes, long enough for me. Good point, Boyd. 44% of adults in the United States, folks, order off the kids' menu. I have never done that in my life. Has anybody, do you know, actually ordered off the kids' menu and it's not for your kid? Mel Lennon Reed, I hope you're doing well. I hope Steve's all well too. Do you guys order off the kids' menu? Let's be honest here. I don't think anybody's actually going to admit doing that. I've never done it. But have you ever ordered off the kids' menu for an adult? That's not fair. That's not right. It's for kids. Kids' menu. Kids' menu. That's why you order off the kids' menu. You order for the regular menu for adults, kids' menu. I don't know. Anybody? Midgets order off. Hanging and banging midgets order off there. Okay, there you go. Well, I don't know. Ronnie B, my mother is doing good. Thank you again. But she's going to need a valve replaced. So we're going to Loyola again. I mentioned in the beginning of the show on Friday. Get a CT scan, a test, and we're going to definitely have to do that to my mom. They said it wasn't an emergency, but they recommend her doing it in the next month, don't waiting 2 or 3 months. So thank you, Ronnie B, and everybody else who's asked about my mom. I might look normal to you folks, but I have a confession to make. I talk to dogs. I talk to my dogs. Now, let me ask you out there, folks, does anybody who doesn't talk to their dogs? We all do. I have conversations with my dogs, and believe me, with our dogs. And I believe me that the dogs actually know what we're saying. Actually, I got them all 3 sitting right here, or 2 of them at least. They know exactly what you're saying. Dogs are very smart. So let's be honest. Thank you, Ronnie. Give my best to Deborah. Let's be honest. Who talks to their dogs? I talk to my dog. See, Gina, I know everybody talks to their dogs. No, yes, sit, go get the ball, go get the remote, whatever it is. Want a cookie? That kind of stuff. They do understand. They're much smarter than cats. Dogs are they just give you unconditional love. Cats, on the other hand, you got to make an appointment to see. And I've said that many times. But the dogs know exactly what you're talking about. Are you ready for another bombshell, folks? Southwest Airlines, starting in 2026, will start charging you for 2 seats plus size tickets. That's right, folks. Southwest Airlines, if you're a big person, no more for one seat. They're going to charge you for two seats. These are for people that are big, heavy, big boned. I don't know. I don't want to say the word fat, overweight. There's different ways of putting these words. But Southwest Airlines now will charge you. Now, I don't know how much it will cost. But sometimes, and I knew 2-3 people in the past that had a problem. They didn't want to fly because they were embarrassed to sit on those seats. So you're going to have to be charged for two seats. And unfair, maybe, but in another way, I think it could be a good thing because then the person on the seat will actually be more comfortable when they're flying. And so if this is what they're going to do, Southwest Airlines is going to be the first to do it starting in 2026. A couple more minutes before our good friend, of course, Wendy Thompson will be joining us. In the meantime, all over the news, and we'll talk more about some more topics. And we'll also talk with Carol on Thursday, Toxic Thursday. We'll talk to my wife today, talk about the kids. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce got engaged. It was all over the news. It was all over social media. Companies were like, like it was like they all just won the lottery. They're getting engaged. Travis Kelce actually asked Mr. and Mrs. Swift, if that's her real name, I don't know, for permission to marry Taylor. I have to give credit for that. I do believe it's very good for a man to ask the parents for marriage. I had to do it 4 times. But what I'm trying to say is I don't give a shit myself, but interesting. Their flowers alone for the wedding, whatever they're talking right now, like there's like $36,000 just on flowers. You hear about this? And the engagement ring, $5 million engagement ring. Now, of course, he can afford it. They can afford it, whatever it is. Wait till you see that actually happening. When that wedding is, it's going to be bigger than Princess Diana and bigger than OJ case. It's going to be bigger than 9/11. It'll be bigger than COVID-19 or the flu. It'll be bigger than Trump beating Biden. Harris. It will be big, big, big news. It is already, but when they actually pick a date, it'll be on every television. Kansas City Chiefs have already got a jersey now with Swift's name on it, so you can buy that if you're going to Kansas City, and a jacket. Just mind-boggling to me that this is making so much news and so much stuff. First of all, I thought they were engaged already. But hey, is it crazy? Crazy or what? It is, folks. Absolutely. All right. We got some other stuff coming up. Now, don't forget, it's a busy week, but we got some more shows coming up. Thursday, September 4th, will be at Zaza's in Lake Barrington. On the 6th of September, we'll be at the Art on the Fox Fest in Algonquin. That's Saturday, September 6th, with the Main Event Band. Very cool. Back at Ron Onesti's Speakeasy on the Sunday, the 7th of September. We'll be at the Village Tavern in North Riverside on the 11th of September. Hey, road trip, forget about it. Galena, Illinois. We've done 3-4 times. We played there, sold out the show out there. It's a winery in Galena. It is the most beautiful thing, the view and the wine. They do an incredible job. Ocean's Rat Pack will be there on the 13th, Saturday, September 13th. For a dinner show at the Forget About It, that's what it's called, winery in Galena, Illinois. And don't forget Carl Doty and St. Jude's Benefit happening on the 14th of September, Sunday. All the great entertainers will be there. Patrice and the Honey Bears will be there. My wife got her booth there for Bravely. Everybody's going to be a lot of fun, great entertainment. Nick Sahajas, Regina Karma, John Anthony, Bill Saratella, Elliot Wimbush, Ronnie B., yours truly. It's going to be fantastic. I'm doing good, Marion. Thank you. And so is my mom. Let me know when you guys play Kentucky. Mel, that's in the works. Carol Minotti, how are you doing, Carol? Uh, oh, they're doing what you, is that what you heard? Holy cow. Is that crazy? I know, Rose. Great seeing you too at the fishing spot, Rose. Hope you're doing well. Carol, you're okay. You're Carol Minotti. You are set, Carol Minotti, for tonight. Tickets, reservation for you and Dan. All right. Yeah, St. Jude's on the 14th. We're looking forward to it. The weather's good. I think the Bears play during the day. They're playing the New Orleans Saints that day. So what Carl Doty's doing, if you guys don't know, folks, they're going to put a giant TV by the Jimmy's Hot Dog stand. By the Jimmy's Hot Dogs is doing the hot dogs again this year. Can have a big giant television so you guys can actually watch the Bears game. And then Carlo is going to raffle that TV off. So you don't have to stay home. DVR the Bears game. It's going to happen against, I think it's a 12 o'clock game against the Bears against the Saints. But they're going to raffle off a giant television. That'll be the one when you're watching the game there. So it's interesting. Also, my sister Natalie's going to have her famous Mama D breads there, which sold out like crazy last year. So Carl was nice enough to invite Natalie to do that again. So St. Jude's is going to be a lot of fun on the 14th of September. All right, we got, let's talk about our guest. That's right. But before that, let's talk about Jack Vena Landscaping, folks. That's right. Another great sponsor, Jack Vena Landscaping, folks. They offer monthly maintenance programs, bush trimming, spring, fall cleanup, bed mulching, fall cleanup. Very important. That's coming up. Fertilizing, weed control. They offer plant design, service, installation, servicing the northern part of Illinois for the last 50 years. Call Tommy at 847-432-5266. Jack Vena Landscaping, and tell them Tony O sent you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. We're talking about Imperialux. That's right. Imagine putting the money to work for you, becoming your own bank, and making your dream retirement a reality with guaranteed lifetime income. Wendy Thompson and Craig Cogwin help you create personal pensions, grow your wealth, secure your legacy. It's never too late to start. Take charge of your financial future today. Give them a call at 630-890-1213 or book them on Calendly for a free consultation and start building the retirement you deserve. That's Imperialux with my good friend Wendy, folks. And Wendy will be coming on right now. We're excited about that because she's going to be talking about something that's very important. And I think a lot of people sometimes don't get this. The grandparent plan. The grandparent plan could be the best gift you can give your grandchildren, and that's it. So let's bring up my good friend, Wendy Thompson with Imperialux. There she is. Wendy, how are you doing?
I need an intro like you. I got to talk to Richie.
There you go. Absolutely. Wendy, it's always great having you on and great seeing you and Craig on Saturday. Thank you for coming out to Mars. We do appreciate it. And Wendy, you'll be joining us with the Rat Pack this Friday at the Taste of Melrose Park. Wendy will be doing the great Marilyn Monroe. She's going to be doing the Marilyn's hits, and she's one lucky guy out there who's going to be singing, who's going to be having a happy birthday that day, is going to get the special happy birthday, Mr. President. Yeah, from Marilyn Monroe. Wendy's in the house talking about Imperialux, and every time she comes on, she talks about different stuff about the company. But what she's talking about today is something that's very cool, the grandparent plan, and it's the best gift you can give your grandchildren. Give us a rundown, Wendy. First of all, what is the grandparent plan?
Well, basically, and thank you for asking. You think about like birthdays and Christmas and different holidays and, oh, it's Easter and so on and so forth. And, there's, especially Christmas. Let's just say Christmas, for example. You get the toys. There's all that excitement of, what's underneath all that wrapping paper and stuff like that. And then how many hours later are they on to the next, or how often does a present get broken right like that, right? So what if the best gift you could ever give your grandchild wasn't a toy, a savings bond, or even a college fund, but a lifetime of financial security? And that's really what it is. It's a framework of your love of legacy, but being remembered, as a financial gift that keeps working long after the wrapping paper is gone.
That's true. And you notice that too, most of the time that the kids and parents, and that they kind of know what they're getting for Christmas anyway, mostly those two big gifts. But this is something, like you said, you put away for future so they have something like that. Remember, like the old savings bond? Remember, you used to buy, the parents used to put them in. And how about some of you that still might have that when you were a kid? Some parents might have done it, right? So this is basically the same kind of thing. How does that work, though? How does that work? How much money? How does that work? What can you
Yeah.
put in? How does that all work?
Well, believe it or not, like I always say, it is actually a it's a life insurance policy, but it's a permanent one. And one that comes to mind is called an index universal life. It's really super simple. I have an example this week for a grandparent. I put in for a 1-year-old, and she's putting in $35 a month for the next 10 years. Now, granted, there's more details to it, so I have to put that disclaimer out there, right?
Sure.
But what can happen is this particular policy can grow with her. So it's basically a $50,000 policy, and at 8 different events of her life, ages and events, she can actually take over the policy and increase the benefit amount. Why is that important? It's important because even though it has a lot of tax advantage benefits and stuff like that, you still have some rules, right? And as it's growing with you, what $50,000 would do for today for the family wouldn't necessarily be the same amount for later. Everybody keeps talking about what you talked about earlier about how, things are a lot more expensive for the cost of 2 people going out, stuff like that. So imagine if you help your grandchild or grandchildren be able to outpace inflation, have health benefits just in case they ever needed it, be able to also take care of no losses, make sure that they can actually retire eventually when they do go to retire. It's something that can grow with them. They can use it for different things throughout their life. And even if you're no longer here, you can have what they call checks from heaven. What really turned me on to this was a gentleman from our office had shared that his auntie had put this together, a very similar program, exactly the same thing. And when he graduated high school, he received a check. When he went to go to college, he received a check. When he went to go and rent his first apartment, he received a check. When he went to get married, he received a check. When he went to buy his first house, he received a check. Now, the disclaimer is that when you properly fund this over time, you can actually utilize and you become the bank, basically. And so on the checks from heaven aspect, unfortunately his auntie wasn't there to see him through his different milestones,
Sure.
but because of what she started when he was a child, she was still remembered because these checks would actually be from her. And, so she would never be forgotten. And it's not that family would ever meant to forgive any or forget anyone. However, you know how life goes and it's just whoop, and then maybe if you're so lucky to get those Facebook memories 9 years ago or Facebook nightmares, depending on, what that was,
Sure.
you get those reminders,
Sure. Well,
you know.
Wendy, it's almost like if, yeah, just like you said, if they were like, say the grandkid was just born and you put 100, whatever you put in, like you said, if you put $100 every year or every. Oh, hi, Wendy. Now we just
Hi, I'm
switched.
back again.
Okay. So you can put in
Hi, brother.
$35, whatever it is a month, and you can add as more as you want, and you can for every event you're saying, graduation if they graduate or if they do good, whatever it is, a birthday, right? Something like that. You can just add to it. Did you figure out if you put 35? Say your grandson is just born, and you put $35 in, when the kid is let's say 30 years old, how much would that be?
Oh, that's a great question. Because I actually have a spreadsheet that I did, and
Ah,
long as it's $35 a month,
okay.
every month, and by the time actually the numbers that I did was by the time they were 65, they would have $33,000 a year that they could take out for retirement until age 120, and that would mean that the policy, long as it goes along and you increase the $35,
Yeah.
um, it would be 1.8 million it would pay you out, and you'd only put $11,000 into it. Now, granted, it's a projection,
Sure.
and it's also, predicated on the market, although there's no losses. So that's where things can be. And then I could tell you what the number is at age 30.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let me just pull it up real quick. So we have what we call illustrations. Depending on, people wanting to know, some people don't want to know all there is to know. And some
Sure. Right.
people want to
Yeah.
know
Right. Some
all the
people want to know right
details.
away. Right.
Yes. And so, as I said, it's a projection. The bottom line is by age 30, this policy, if it was properly funded over time, and that would have been, about 29, 30 years, you're looking at, conservatively, you're looking at about $20,000 in available cash.
Now think
You
about
know,
that. It
yeah.
makes a
But
lot of sense. And that's a big,
$35, people are like, well, it should be a lot more. That's a lot of time. Well, $35 a month, right? Now you have the ebbs and flows of the market, but with no losses, it's a wonderful thing.
and you can put more than 35, but the 35 is like you're saying is the minimum. Now, Marion just came
Yeah.
up with a great question. Is that tax free?
Tax advantaged. I cannot say that word. I can't say the word.
Tax
FTC,
advantage.
just like what we talk about with politics and all the handcuffs.
Yes.
I got the FTC handcuffs where
Yes.
so I can say that no, you pick it up where I'm putting.
Yes. We're picking it up there, folks. Tax advantage. I like
Tax
that one. Yeah.
advantage. Yes.
You know what, Wendy, what you're talking interesting stuff because it's a great thing, folks. It is the best gift that keeps on giving for your grandkids. It's a great deal, and that's the minimum is $35. And like you said, a lot of people do could put in a lot more, and it would help that kid. Now, people say why 65? I understand. Some people when they get married, it might be 30 or whatever it is. But doing something for your grandkids is incredible. There was a story last week since you work with money and talking about this Imperialux. You heard about this, Wendy, about the government, I guess, have found that people over 125 years old are still collecting Social Security. Boy, what a scam that is.
Mhm.
Right? I don't even. I mean, how is that even possible that they're discovering that now?
Yes, even though I'm smiling right now, I'm smiling so that way I can sit on my hands because otherwise,
Yeah.
I mean,
125 years. Yeah, I don't know how many people they said were receiving still Social Security at the age of 125 years old or something.
well, it's amazing to me what everybody focuses on. One famous couple gets engaged and the world loses their
Woo!
mind. But
Yes,
when you uncover such thievery, I mean, just blatant, blatant thievery. And the funny thing is nobody can survive on Social Security unless you had a very good a very good income, because it's
yeah,
all predicated on what you made. But it's
sure.
a small percentage. And then when you take in what everything costs, like, oh, I can't wait until I'm 65 because then my medical bills will go down and I get Medicare. Well, you're still paying for it. You're still paying for it. But you don't know what your bills are. It's like me coming into your house and saying, all right, well, welcome to retirement. I'm going to take care of all your bills because I'm going to take, and I'm going to pay for things that you didn't say yes to, but then when you think about what you just said about the fact that they found not just 1,000, we're talking hundreds of thousand and you take that with time and how many other people and then here's the question I haven't heard very much. Okay, well, if they're collecting this money, right?
Sure.
Who's actually pocketing it? Who?
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 Because that 125-year-old is still not alive.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
I think there's
So
one lady
and it's
that was
not
just
and it's
celebrated
not
her
necessarily
140th birthday. Yeah.
yeah, and it's not necessarily going to the actual family of the person that it's just like I was watching something earlier where they were talking about all these different programs and so on and so forth. And you had mentioned earlier about Mr. Triplechin, where he talked about oh, it's overreach. No. And
No.
and 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 our crime rate and murder rate, it's because it's not happening in his actual front yard or backyard. Like it's not
That's right.
happening in his house.
Correct.
You know,
Absolutely.
and for somebody that supposed to represent us to say that, you know, the fact that that we're getting federal, you know, attention and it's not good attention must, you know, hello, wake up. I mean,
Wake up, America.
if he
Absolutely.
could,
Wake
he
up,
would tax
Chicago. Wake up,
right.
Illinois. Yeah.
If
I
he
mean,
could, he would tax us for oxygen, I swear.
yeah. I mean, right now, yeah, they're even going to tax you now. They're talking about maybe taxing you about leaving the state. If you want to leave the state of Illinois and move to another state, Governor Pritzker, that he might want to start taxing people for leaving the state.
I wanna
Leaving
tax
the
him. I wanna
tax
tax
him
him and all the
for his
students.
weight. I'd like to tax him for his weight. See how much he's going to do that.
Hey, like just like at the store for the pound.
By the pound, absolutely. Wendy, thank you so much for this. We are running out of time, but you know what? It is Imperialux. We know all the information there, folks. Putting your money to work for you. It's never too late to take charge of your financial future. Give Wendy or Craig a call, folks. 630-890-1213. But this grandparent plan, I mean, besides everything that's great that Imperialux can do for you, think about your grandkids. It is the best gift that keeps on giving, folks. And it's very, very important for your grandkids. If you don't care for yourself, do it for your grandkids. You want to leave them something, and the minimum, $35 minimum. You can put more and whatever it is, and that's a great gift that your grandkids will definitely, definitely enjoy. Guys, so don't forget, one more time, our good friends, Wendy and Imperialux, imagine putting your money to work for you. Give them a call. It's never too late to start. 630-890-1213. And if you see Wendy this Friday at the Taste of Melrose, Craig, I'm sure, will be there too. Maybe pull them aside and give them a talk so they can give you some more info about Imperialux. Thank you so much, Wendy. Give my best to Craig, and we will see you soon, my friend. See you Friday at the Taste of Melrose Park. Our good friend Wendy Thompson, everybody, from Imperialux, becoming your own bank. Ho! You got to love it. You learn something new every day here from our good friends at Ocean's Pit. Now, folks, we want to thank you all for watching and listening. And let's get again to our friends from Ace Hardware. The stuff just keeps getting better. August 29th to the 31st, BOGO on select loudmouth seasoning and rubs while supplies last. Oh, you got to love all this, folks. August 27th to September 30th, $50 off Weber Slate Griddles, $100 off any Weber pellet grills. Buy a select Milwaukee M18 power tool and receive a free 5AH M18 red lithium battery, $169 value, 25% off key start replacement keys. Always be prepared for a spare key. Don't forget to download the Ace app. All Ace app downloads receive a $10 coupon just for downloading the app. That's our good friends from Ace Hardware. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. Guys, don't forget, tonight we'll be at Rosario's in Roselle. Outside patio, that's a 7 o'clock hit. Thursday, Pasta Mia in Bartlett. Outside patio with Double T, 7 o'clock hit. Friday, the Taste of Melrose Park. Ocean's Rat Pack with Wendy Thompson as Marilyn Monroe and Tony Ocean, the main event band. Jump in the Peroni stage. Saturday, back in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, folks, at the Thirsty Parrot from 2 to 5, and Sunday, Septemberfest in Schaumburg. What a great festival this one is, from 8:30 to 10:30. And remember, we'll be at the Dolce Italian Restaurant in Arizona, Scottsdale, Arizona, October 5th. If you want tickets, call Diane at 847-687-8280. That's 847-687-8220. If you want the number, private message me and talk to Diane. It's birthdays today for Wednesday, October 25th. George Hamilton turns 86 years old. Connie Payton, the widow of the great Walter Payton, celebrating a birthday today. Edward Norton, great actor, celebrating a birthday, 56. Robert Redford, 89 years old. Patrick Swayze would have been celebrating a birthday. Jill St. John, one of my favorites, actresses, 85 years old. Angie Harmon, another great actress, 53 years old. Dennis Leary, funny man, 68 years old. Dax Nielsen, the drummer for Cheap Trick, that's Rick Nielsen's son, celebrating a birthday. For all you Greek fans out there, John Stamos turned 62 years. That man never ages. He still looks incredible. Amy Adams, actress, 51 years old. Demi Lovato, celebrating a birthday. And Canadian actor, comedian Jim Carrey, 64 4 years old today. Tomorrow is Toxic Thursday with Carol Brandolino. And then we're back here on Friday, folks. Ocean's Pit, the little show about big things. Guys, buy local, shop local, support local establishments. Be kind to one another, folks. And if you're offended with anything that you hear on this show or any other show, change the channel. Don't watch it. But remember one thing. Just because you're offended doesn't mean you're right. It's that simple. Be kind to everybody. It's a tough world out there. Ringo Starr says peace and love, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. God bless you all, everybody. We'll see you again back tomorrow. Same time, same station. God bless you all, everybody. Have a great day. Peace and love. Nick Sahajas, take us out. Bye-bye.
Time to go, it's the end of the show. See you later from Tony O.
That's all, folks. You guys have a great day. Oh, it's my pet dinosaur. All right, guys. See you later. Have a great one.